Testing 1, 2, 3.
Thanks very much, everybody, for being here. In the last few days, we have seen the crisis of the coronavirus continue to grow exponentially here in the United States and around the world. And we have witnessed a global economic meltdown, which will impact millions of workers in our own country. In terms of potential deaths, and in terms of the economic impact on our economy, the crisis we face from the coronavirus is on a scale of a major war, and we must act accordingly. Nobody knows what the number of fatalities may end up being, or the number of people who may get ill, and we all hope that that number will be as low as possible. But we also have to face the truth, and that is that the number of casualties may actually be even higher than what the armed forces experienced in World War II. In other words, we have a major, major crisis, and we must act accordingly. Therefore, it is an absolute moral imperative that our response as a government, as a society, as a business community, and as individual citizens meet the enormity of this crisis. As people stay or work from home and are directed to quarantine, it will be easy for us to feel like we are all alone. I'm working at home, not in my office. Or that we must only worry about ourselves and think that everybody else should fend for themselves. But in my view, that would be a tragic and dangerous mistake. If there ever was a time in the modern history of our country when we are all in this together, this is that moment. Now is the time for solidarity. Now is the time to come together with love and compassion for all, including the most vulnerable people in our society who will face this pandemic from a health perspective or face it from an economic perspective. If our neighbor or co-worker gets sick, we have the potential to become sick. If our neighbor loses his or her job, then our local community suffers and we may lose our jobs. We are in this together. If doctors and nurses and medical personnel do not have the equipment and the training and the capacity they need right now, people we know may unnecessarily face additional illness and even death. We are all in this together. Unfortunately, in this time of international crisis, it is clear to me, at least, that we have an administration that is largely incompetent and whose incompetence and recklessness have threatened the lives of many, many people in our country. So today I would like to give a brief overview of what, in my view, we must do to respond to this crisis. First and foremost, we are dealing with a national emergency, and the President of the United States must understand that and declare that emergency. Next, because President Trump is unwilling and unable to lead selflessly, we must immediately convene an emergency bipartisan authority of experts to support and direct a response that is comprehensive, compassionate, and based first and foremost on science and fact. In other words, Congress, in a bipartisan manner, must take responsibility for addressing this unparalleled crisis. Further, we must aggressively make certain that the public sector and the private sector are strongly cooperating with each other, and we need national and state hotlines staffed with well-trained people who have the best information available. One of the aspects of the current crisis is there are people who are asking themselves, what are the symptoms of coronavirus? Do I have a cold? Do I have the flu? Do I have the coronavirus? Who's going to help me? Where do I go to seek medical treatment? How do I get a test? When is that test going to be processed? People have a lot of questions. And at the statewide and federal level, we need experts to provide the necessary information to our people. The American people deserve transparency, something that the current administration has fought day after day to stifle. In other words, we need to know what is happening right now in our country, in our states, and in fact, all over the world. If there was ever a time for transparency and honesty and being straightforward, this is that moment. And we need that information coming from credible, respected, scientific voices, of which we have many in our own country and all over this world, not from politicians. And during a crisis, we must make sure that we care for the communities most vulnerable to the health and economic pain that is coming. Those in nursing homes and rehabilitation facilities, those confined in immigration detention centers, those who are currently incarcerated and in jails, and all people regardless of their immigration status. Unfortunately, as I think the American people increasingly understand, our country is at a severe disadvantage compared to every other major country on earth because we do not guarantee health care to all people as a right. And as we speak, some 87 million Americans are either uninsured or underinsured. And when you are uninsured or underinsured, you hesitate about getting the medical care you need because you cannot afford to get that medical care. The result is that millions of our people cannot afford to go to a doctor, let alone pay for a coronavirus test. So, while we work to pass a Medicare for all single-payer system, the United States government today must make it clear that in the midst of this emergency, everyone in our country, regardless of income or where they live, must be able to get all of the health care they need without cost. Obviously, when a vaccine or other effective treatment is developed, it must be free of charge. We cannot live in a nation where if you have the money, you get the treatment you need to survive, but if you're working class or poor, you get to the end of the line. That would be morally unacceptable. Further, we need emergency funding right now for paid family and medical leave. Anyone who is sick should be able to stay home during this emergency and receive their paycheck. What we do not want to see is at a time when half of our people are living paycheck to paycheck, when they need to go to work in order to take care of their family. We do not want to see people going to work who are sick and who can spread the coronavirus. We also need an immediate expansion of community health centers in this country so that every American will have access to a nearby healthcare facility. Where do I go? How do I get a test? How do I get the results of that test? Need greatly to expand our primary healthcare capabilities in this country, and that includes expanding community health centers. We need to determine the status of our testing and processing for the coronavirus. The government must respond aggressively to make certain that we, in fact, have the latest and most effective tests available and the quickest means of processing those tests. There are other countries around the world who are doing better than we are in that regard. We should be learning from them. None of the medical experts that I have talked to dispute that there is a major shortage of ICU units and ventilators that are needed to respond to this crisis. The federal government must work aggressively with the private sector to make sure that this equipment is available to hospitals and the rest of the medical community. Our current healthcare system does not have the doctors and nurses we currently need. We are understaffed. During this crisis, we need to mobilize medical residents, retired medical professionals, and other medical personnel to help us deal with this crisis. We need to make sure that doctors, nurses, and medical professionals have the instructions and personal protective equipment that they need. This is not only because we care about the well-being of medical professionals, but if they go down, then our capability to respond to this crisis is significantly diminished. The pharmaceutical industry must be told in no uncertain terms that the medicines that they manufacture for this crisis will be sold at cost. This is not the time for price gouging or profiteering. The coronavirus is already causing a global economic meltdown, which is impacting people throughout the world and in our own country. And it is especially dangerous for low-income and working-class families, people who today, before the crisis, are struggling economically. Instead of providing more tax breaks to the top 1% and large corporations, we need to provide economic assistance to the elderly, and I worry very much about elderly people in this country today, many of whom are isolated, many of whom do not have a lot of money. We need to worry about those who are already sick. We need to worry about working families with children, people with disabilities, the homeless, and all those who are vulnerable. We need to provide, in that context, emergency unemployment assistance to anyone in this country who loses their job through no fault of their own. Right now, 23% of those who are eligible to receive unemployment compensation do not receive it. Under our proposal, everyone who loses a job must qualify for unemployment compensation at least 100% of their prior salary, with a cap of $1,150 a week or $60,000 a year. In addition, those who depend on tips, and the restaurant industry is suffering very much from the meltdown, those who depend on tips, gig workers, domestic workers, and independent contractors must also qualify for unemployment insurance to make up for the income that they lose during this crisis. We need to make sure that the elderly, people with disabilities, and families with children have access to nutritious food. That means expanding the Meals on Wheels program. It means expanding the school lunch program and SNAP so that no one goes hungry during this crisis, and everyone who cannot leave their home can receive nutritious meals delivered directly to where they live. We need also, in this economic crisis, to place an immediate moratorium on evictions, on foreclosures, and on utility shutoffs, so that no one loses their home during this crisis, and that everyone has access to clean water, electricity, heat, and air conditioning. We need to construct emergency homeless shelters to make sure that the homeless, survivors of domestic violence, and college students quarantined off campus are able to receive the shelter, the health care, and the nutrition they need. We need to provide emergency lending to small and medium-sized businesses to cover payroll, new construction of manufacturing facilities, and production of emergency supplies such as masks and ventilators, a very serious problem right now in the midst of this crisis. Here is the bottom line, and that bottom line is that in the midst of this unprecedented moment, we need to listen to the scientists, to the researchers, to the medical folks, not to politicians. We need an emergency response to the current emergency, and we need it immediately. We need more doctors and nurses in underserved areas. We need to make sure that workers who lose their jobs in this crisis receive the unemployment assistance they need. And in this moment, we need to make sure that in the future, after this crisis is behind us, we build a healthcare system that makes sure that every person in this country is guaranteed the health care that they need. Thank you all very much.
Consider going back to Washington in the Senate?
All right. All right, people, how you doing? You know, after watching that the first time, this is my third time watching it, I've come to the conclusion that part of the reason why we have this Biden as a front runner right now is that a lot of us don't think we deserve a president that good. We don't believe it's possible that we could have someone who actually lays out plans and not a bunch of hot air. I've listened to Trump talk about the coronavirus. If that's what we want to, mostly he talked about himself. Seemed like. I listened to Joe Biden and he talked about feelings and the sky. Platitudes about stuff. We all just band together. Oh, with the camaraderie. Shining light on the hill. Bernie's the only one that talked about actual steps needed to be taken. Detailed breakdown and analysis, point by point, about what we need to do. You know, when people say, Tim Black, what's up with you and this Bernie thing? Why do you insist on this? Why is this important? Here you go. Exhibit A, mofo. Exhibit A. Now people can see why it's important for people to have Medicare for all. Everyone deserves coverage. People should not have to question, wonder, or hesitate to go to a doctor. People should not have to do that. That's going to cost lives. It's going to cost lives. If people are worried about how much something costs. We all know how many people watching right now. Tim Black's Wolfpack. How many of you Johnsons grew up when you are sick? Come on, your mother say, you better go lay down. You need to go sit down somewhere. See how you feel tomorrow. You know the joke about the Robitussin? Everything that happened, put some Robitussin on it. Some of us from the South got different remedies that we ain't going to go into some of the stuff that they used. My mama from the South. Well, she spent a lot of time in the South. She's really from New York, but you know what I'm saying. So you know good darn well that there are people who will avoid going to the hospital by any means necessary because they can't afford that bill. That costs lives every day. People die every day. Oh, if they just would have got in here a little bit earlier. Yeah, it seems like some people don't see the gravity of this situation. They're not truly grasping it. They're not truly getting it, Johnson. They're not really connected to that. I'm beginning to think that some of the people that I thought would follow me aren't following me, and some people that are following me don't need to be following me, or something's going on because they don't understand the immediacy of Medicare for All, ending mass incarceration, saving the environment. They don't see the end. It's like anybody. Vote blue anywho. They don't see. They must have a different life, Johnson. These people have different lives, or they've just forgotten what it's like to not have. They have forgotten what it's like. Maybe they've never experienced it. They must have never experienced it. Bernie Sanders laid out a national emergency plan that we should implement right away. And instead of people looking at this plan and going, wow, that's different. Instead of it being about the best plan, because we got Trump with a plan, there was some economic stuff in it, I'll give him that. He wanted to loan some money to some businesses to keep the businesses going. He wants to give some money to Wall Street and to corporations. Of course, his friends. He's going to take care of his people. I get that totally. At least he's true to who he is. And then we got Biden. He's true to who he is too. Hot air, colorful language, similar to what Obama would do. Colorful language sounds really, I feel good, and then I die. Thanks, Joe. We feel good as we die anyway, right? We feel good as we watch neighbors die. Great, thanks, Joe. We all feel better, though. We feel like better people. Thank you. There are actually people who listen to Joe rattle off platitude after platitude and said, that's my president. That was actually trending. No 10-point plan. National and the state hotline. So people can get information about what the symptoms are so we can stop living in the dark. People, okay, you need to wake up and realize this is a real deal. That's why I started this show the way I did, because I, like you in the beginning, was not really taking this serious. I want to start this with a very serious note. Don't play around. Don't mess around. A national and state hotline so people get accurate information about what's going on. Trump wants to minimize this. I say let's be safe. Let's do above and beyond. And if we go too far, fine. It's just money. We're talking about saving lives. We have people in facilities. They didn't choose to be there. We need to make sure those people are taken care of, make sure those people have the access to the materials that they need to protect themselves from this virus, make sure that the place is clean, make sure that it's operating in a way that preserves life. We got people in nursing homes. We got elderly folks in nursing homes. We have those in facilities such as detention centers, those incarcerated. Yes, those are people too. I know we like to throw people away, even though half the people in jail haven't even been charged yet. They just can't make bail. But okay, another thing that if you really thought about it, you'd be yelling and hollering and pissed off and cursing. But we know we don't want to offend people. Those people need to be taken care of. Most of them are there because they're poor. That's really the reason they're there, Johnson. People need very simple explanations. And this is why I said in the opening, I think people just don't think they deserve this, man. Americans, we have been conditioned to believe that we deserve to die. I mean, not us personally, other people. You know, poor people. That's their fault they're poor. Gotta be their fault. Look at me. I couldn't have got lucky. Or my parents couldn't have got lucky. Or I couldn't have been born the right color, the right sex, with the right attributes, in the right environment, at the right location, at the right time. None of that's possible. It has to be me. I did this with all my hard work. And them obviously couldn't have been born at the wrong time, the wrong sex, the wrong color, to the wrong family, in the wrong place, at the wrong time. Of course not. It's got to be they chose it. So one of the problems when we got a great display right here in front of you of someone who's thoughtful, took his time, and his crew, his staff, took their time to put together a plan that makes sense, something that's actionable, something that has empathy. But it's not just empathy. It's not just give everybody $1,000. No, it's hey, let's ramp up our community health centers. Let's make sure our doctors and our nurses have the best equipment, have all the access. Because if they go down, we all go down. Let's give out the masks. Let's give out the tools that we need. Let's take care of our low-income and working-class people. Those are the people that are going to be most affected. And I love this part here because, see, this goes contrary to everything that America's built on, right? He says there should be no profiting off of the medical solutions that are used to help curb this or stop this virus from spreading. That means you should not be able to profit off of saving lives. Saving lives should be its own reward, its own profit. That's their benefit. Saving lives should be, it's a pandemic. You blood-sucking vermin. You heartless human being. Low-income and working-class people are going to get hurt the hardest. Economic assistance to the elderly, Meals on Wheels increased. And we need to stop foreclosures, evictions, and electric cutoffs, utility shutoffs, because people can't go to work to make the money, because they have to stay home if they're sick, and the job might be closed. And so let's not just say, everybody for themselves, I'm good, sucks that you didn't plan. We actually help one another, not just with words, not just with feelings, Joe Biden, but with actual plans where we put our money in the richest country in the history of countries, take some of the bomb money and save the lives of the people here in this country who pay into this country every day, who built this country, who made this country what it is. How about we take some of the bomb money that you would use to blow up brown people in the Middle East, and we use that money right now to extend life and save lives right here. See what I'm saying? I don't think people don't think they deserve it. They conditioned to think, oh, just step over the dead guy. Oh, you're homeless? Okay. Get a job, bum. no legs, addicted to opium, don't care. Sex trafficked, don't care. Get a job, dirty. Mentally incapacitated, don't care. We're conditioned, man. We're conditioned. That's what this capitalistic system done did to us, man. We eat one another. And before Bernie, we wouldn't even think twice about saying, hey, you know what, you shouldn't be able to profit off of that. Instead of thinking, oh, we coming up, man. We can come up. We can solve this. Woo! Instead of saving the world, we thinking about we going to get rich. How much money we going to make saving people? Instead of the saving people part. We need homeless shelters, need attention. We need to provide more of them. Imagine being sick and being on the street right now. It's a death sentence. I mean, it's a literal death sentence. Emergency lending to small business, we covered that. Private equipment, masks, ventilators. I'm sorry, guys. I just think that if you wanted a moment that crystallizes why a Bernie Sanders presidency makes sense, why it's a no-brainer, I give you this. Go ahead, conspiracy nuts. Go ahead and start now, right? Is Bernie must have caused it because this makes his plans look so good? No, the plan's always been good, and there's always a potential for his plans to do good work for us. And you deserve it. Just by the sheer fact that you live in this country and you contribute to this country, you should live. You should have access to, not the ability to access, but the actual thing. That's the purpose of being here. So, like I stated, guys, I just think people don't think they deserve it, man. And you know what? I want to say I will not apologize for hitting these neoliberals in the gut when I feel like it. Okay? So I sent out a tweet. Some of you may not know about it. I sent out a tweet where I gave Pete Buttigieg the business. Because, see, Pete, to me, it was just something that hit me. I'm watching this footage of the coronavirus, and I'm thinking about all the poor people, all the people who could die. Right? Older people. People no one visits. Don't even know they're shut-ins. I'm thinking about all the young people who are in college. The people just missed the gap, who are just over 26, who think they're healthy. So they don't need insurance, and they can't afford it anyway. So, you know, they got to pay it anyway to be able to live wherever they're living. It's overpriced, right? So a lot of factors play into it. And I was just thinking about all the people during this election, because I've been covering this election, man, from the beginning, from the open bail, and it's still going on, and it's been a long one. And I've been covering it since 2015. I've been covering this stuff, and I'm like, man, it just something struck me, man. Something struck me, Johnson. It said, go to hell, Pete Buttigieg. Like it was in my soul because I just pictured his smug face. Well, we're going to give, I support Medicare for all, but, I think we should live in a country where people get choice. And people should be able to choose their Medicare. They should be able to choose their health care. And so it should be Medicare for all who want it. And this is a much better plan. Instead of throwing 44 million people off, 144 million people off their insurance, I think there'd be a better route to go. How much is it going to cost, Bernie? You still haven't laid out definitively how it's going to cost to save these people's lives. Because if it's going to cost too much, we got to let them go. We got to let them die, Bernie. Elizabeth, we need to. And it just got me. It just hit me like this mofo was on that stage arguing for people not not to have one of the main things that saves lives. He's arguing against it. And he's like, he just supported Biden. You smug bastard. Now we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're at the door of a pandemic. We're staring down the barrel. That's what I said in the tweet. We're staring down the barrel of a pandemic right now. So I'm just wondering how you're feeling about the whole, everybody don't need, healthcare thing. You POS. We're going to have a rule, and I think we should begin with it. First of all, I don't work for any campaigns, y'all. So please, guys, stop hitting me up saying, Tim, you must act a certain way because you are a reflection of the Bernie Sanders. I'm a reflection of my mama. Her name is Anna. My dad's name, his name is Milton. I'm a reflection of them. They said we good, okay? So you can stop telling me I'm a reflection of Bernie, a reflection of Nina, or a reflection of anybody else. And also, in that mirror I look in, I'm a reflection of myself. And I have kids, and I have a grandchild, and I know who I fight for. So don't waste your time telling me I need to be nicer. I don't think I've been hard enough. I don't think people have been hard enough. And I don't expect politicians to do it. Journalists are supposed to hit that ass. We're supposed to expose them. We're supposed to call them out. That's what we're supposed to do. But if another person says, Jim, you just need to be nicer to the lying bastards who wouldn't care, who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire to put you out, who would step over you and go pick up their paycheck while people die, who would send off nice tweets and talk about God bless America. Meanwhile, 500,000 people lose their homes every year because of healthcare, a crisis. If you ask me, if you want to know what I think they deserve to be called more than a piece of shit. I think they deserve to be called a lot more than that. They definitely deserve me to say it without using the acronym to say it. So if that's going to hurt your feelings, you got the wrong show, and you must not watch this mofocus show. Because this show, we don't pull punches like that. We don't worry about, and another thing, guys, stop worrying about what Biden's going to think about you or what Elizabeth Warren's going to think about you. Yeah, they're going to use this against, you don't understand how smears work. See, smears, that's not how smears work. Smears aren't accurate, okay? They don't wait for you to do something and then smear you with it. They just smear you. Oh, I see now that I call out Pete, now I'm going to get smeared. Really? You don't think they've been smearing us all this time? So please, you can't win this. You still think shit's fair. You still think if you do this, they're going to do that, and you abort that on yourself because you did that. You shouldn't have did that. No, you don't have to do anything. When, in New York City, remember, see, we live in a different world, you and I. See, Bloomberg, the beauty of Bloomberg was you didn't have to do anything. You just had to be black and live in New York to have somebody stick their finger up your ass while you're walking to school. You understand? You didn't have to actually do anything. That's the problem, you dumbass. That's the whole issue. You didn't have to literally, physically do anything other than be brown. If it was, you had to do something, that'd be different. That wouldn't be racial profiling. That wouldn't be unconstitutional. The problem was we didn't do anything. The problem is it's not a bunch of Bernie supporters destroying the planet. Okay? The problem is our corrupt system didn't become corrupt because some people who like Bernie or voted for Bernie made it corrupt. It's already corrupt. We didn't make it that way. We're not creating this. This is what it is. We are reacting to unconscionable situation, an inhumane system that's corrupt, that destroys us, that kills our youth, that kills our kids, that destroys families, that pulls us apart, that crushes dreams, that robs childhoods, Do you understand what we are fighting for? When we fight for $15 minimum wage, a livable wage at minimum, some say it should be 22. We're fighting for dignity of work. We're fighting so that people can feed themselves. There are people who just see this shit as words, y'all. They just hear slogans. Behind every policy, there are people. Real life people. Have you seen a tent city? Have you seen a tent city? Have you smelt the smell of urine and feces on the sidewalk from people? Oh, I know you think they just choose to be there. Behind every policy, there's real people, man. So they don't care. For instance, guys, for instance, I want people to know this. Where is it at? It's important. This is important. See, because there are people that are getting this twisted. When Bernie, for instance, says that Trump is the bigoted, most this, most that, these, racist, horrific president, and people go, oh, he's not that bad. He's a pretty good guy. It's not that bad. Not that bad. I'm not going to sit up here and argue all day about somebody who's made the statements and shit that is falling out the mouth of Donald Trump as he throws raw meat at his audiences, when he's doing his shtick up there, when he's doing his best Tim Dillon / Bill Burr / whatever the stand-up routine he's trying to do, Brett Schreier or Joe Rogan or Dave Chappelle or Paul Mooney. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to do stand-up comedy. What he's trying to do. So while he's up there doing that, he's throwing this red meat to his audience, throwing out jokes and lines. Okay, so we're not going to get into all of the problematic, harsh shit that he has said up on that stump, but I'm going to tell you this. Trump's budget cuts, while he pumps $1.5 trillion into the stock markets, here's his budget cuts. $920 billion for Medicaid. $500 billion for Medicare. $76 billion from disability. As in disabled people. Okay. Didn't choose to be that way, by the way. Just SNAP. Food, $182 billion cut. Education, $32 billion cut. Housing, $85 billion cut. CDC, the very organization that's supposed to get in front of this pandemic, $1.5 billion cut. When you cut those programs, who do you think suffers? You think his rich friends suffer when he cut them programs? And I don't want to hear Obama cut programs. He ain't president. He gone. He out of here. He out the way. Other than trying to destroy Bernie and stop Bernie, kneecap Bernie Sanders, and usher in another neoliberal like himself, he out the way, okay? So don't use that. I don't have to. We're almost into 8 years, 4 years later, you're still talking about what Obama did while we got a president in office right now. So let's stop that, please. Stop. Just go tell that to somebody else. My point is, there's real people getting hurt by this shit. Do you understand? I know obviously it's not you. Or you wouldn't be like, he seemed okay to me, because you're talking about words he said. You're talking about jokes. You're talking about what CNN focuses on. CNN does not focus on any of the things I just pointed out. What you're talking about, which I will agree with, is the stupid shit that CNN and MSNBC harp on that aren't these things. But when I talk about Trump, I'm talking about these things. So back to my point, in all policies, all of these policies, all of the initiatives from the Green New Deal, from fair housing and justice for all, the criminal justice reform package, most comprehensive reform package ever presented. The internet broadband. There are people in rural places in this country who basically on dial-up modems out this mofo. Do you understand? Who don't have access to information. We didn't even talk about that. What the broadband access is for some of the people in the South is horrible. It's horrific, okay? Okay? Not like yours. My coastal friend. Or mine. I'm in Maryland. So this stuff touches real lives. Real people. And I think, I honestly believe, guys, I'm going to move on, but I think there are some people who don't understand that these are real people. It's not just slogans that sound good. Medicare for all, healthcare is a right, a human right. It's not just a slogan. And it's not just something we say because it sounds good. And it's not theoretical. People are dying. And more people are going to die. And if that causes me or you to shout POS or SOB or GD or whatever, so what? Because what bothers me is the people that are more upset that I say GD or MF or whatever than are upset about the people that are literally dying every day or burying their spouses or their parents or their children when they shouldn't have to. So is it okay if I be me, you do you? Okay. Because I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do that anyway. And if you keep it up, I'm gonna be GD in your ass. That's what I'm gonna do. So we ain't gonna get into civility because you can't win that argument. It's before we go any further, guys. Let me update you on this. I'm sorry. Let me update you on this. Chelsea Manning is released from jail. Now, she had been in jail for 11 months because she would not testify against Julian Assange. And I want to say this. Chelsea Manning should have never been in jail. Julian Assange should not be extradited. I'm dead set against it. I've done countless videos on it. For some reason, a lot of people think I'm supposed to do a video every month about this issue. I've already stated where I stand. Here's my thing. There are things I really care about, just like I care about Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning, that some people never cover the stuff I care about. They don't talk about poverty. They don't talk about what's going on in schools. They don't talk about the kids that are struggling, that are suffering. They don't talk about my college students, my son's age, my daughter's age, these issues that affect black kids in the cities, in the suburbs, all across this country. They don't talk about them. And you have no problem with that. And I get it. Everybody can't talk about everything. But please, guys, let's all expand our horizons and give a damn. Chelsea Manning is a hero. Okay? I said that many times. In fact, she's a homegirl. She's from my state of Maryland. That's my homegirl. I'm glad she's coming home. She should not have had to attempt suicide for these bastards to let her out. She's a hero, and she got more courage than most human beings. She sat in jail for almost a year because she would not make up stories that Julian Assange made her give her information. Chelsea Manning said anything that I gave to WikiLeaks, I gave because I wanted to. I got nothing to say. I know you cut on the first 48. You got mofos giving it up in 40, 48, 24, the first 24, whatever. She stood a year. Soldier. All I'm saying is I want now go harass and beat up people who don't talk about my shootings, who won't talk about the poverty, who won't talk about the prison, the school to prison pipeline. Go talk to them now. You know who you are. It's a couple people. This ain't for everybody. But it's a couple people, yo, who don't give a shit about my black issues that I talk about. But let me not cover something that they care about. Oh, my God. They'll put some shit on Facebook and yipping and yapping and yipping and yapping. Let me not talk about the stuff they want me to talk about. I got to hear about this crap. Guys, I care about it all. I support Julian Assange. He didn't hack. He published. WikiLeaks doesn't hack. They take leaks and they publish them. Get it? That's why it's called WikiLeaks. It's a leak, dumbass. But okay, we got to keep having this conversation. Actually, man, I actually feel good I said that. It actually feels good to say that about Chelsea Manning and to further stay where I stand on information and us having a right to know what's going on in our government, what's being done in our name, and what's happening overseas, and what we're doing, and what our political parties are up to. I think we have a right to know that, okay? They take our money. We should be able to know you got a private organization that doesn't really value what the hell I think. So I should know that. All right. I don't want to talk the entire time, just rant. We all been talking in here. Of course, a lot of us have been discussing what's been going on with the Bernie Sanders campaign and how things look. And Joe Biden now supposedly, like the race is over. The race ain't over. Okay, so last time I checked, races are over when flags are waved. Or when boxing matches are over when people throw in towels or when the fight's over, right? 12 rounds, there's a ding for that. I ain't hear no ding, Johnson. Did somebody ding that I don't know about? Oh, did somebody throw a white flag? No. Bernie didn't quit. Okay, fight on, gentlemen. Keep the party going, Johnson. Okay, so it's not over. They want you to think it's over so they can hurry up and get to protecting Joe Biden, who couldn't talk his way out of, out of a wet bag, paper bag. Who's going to get demolished. Demolished. So while we're sitting here, a lot of us upset about Bernie. Hey, look, even myself, I got upset. Like, Bernie crushed Joe Biden. I was, I went a little far with that. Went a little far. Because, just rewind this tape, you'll see why I went so far with that. The point is, Van Jones was making an argument about Democrats not understanding the gravity of the situation, too busy high-fiving themselves about trying to destroy the progressive movement in this country and what that's going to manifest into, how that could mean you never win another election because you're going to take a lot of us, if we don't vote for you, you won't win. For receipts go to 2016. But here he goes talking about that.
This is a very dangerous moment for the Democratic Party. You have now an insurgency that's about to be defeated. What do you do with the people that you defeat? There was a hope on the part of a lot of young people they had a champion. You got young people who are graduating with $250,000 in debt. You got young people with a lot of pain, and they had a
I want you for a second. I stopped it for a reason, guys, and unfortunately I can't pause it, so we'll have to play it back, but I hope you'll bear with me. I want you to pay attention to the scumbag neoliberal, whoever that is up on that stage with Van Jones, the expression on her face when he says, we need to be worried about the people that we beat. Look at her face. They did not mean to show her. Look at her expression, the utter contempt for you. She would spit on you if she could. She would spit on you, me, our kids, all of us, if she could. They don't, do you think they play fair? Does she look like someone who plays fair, Johnson? Look at her face when Van Jones suggests that maybe we shouldn't take a big, long, stinking crap on the heads of people we're going to need to vote for us in the general. Look at her expression.
This is a very dangerous moment for the Democratic Party. You have now an insurgency that's about to be defeated. What do you do with the people that you defeat? There was a hope on the part of a lot of young people they had a champion. You got young people who are graduating with $250,000 in debt. You got young people with a lot of pain, and they had a champion. Mm-hmm. And that they thought that they were going to be able to surround a divided establishment with their movement, crush that divided establishment, and move forward. Instead, the establishment united and stopped them. Now what do? Last time Bernie Sanders got beaten, there was an assumption that all these people were just going to fall in line and vote against Trump, and there was not enough care for the concern and the pain of his base. I think tonight there's going to be a lot of crowing, a lot of relief on the part of the establishment, but temper it and turn to those people and say, we want to be your champion. Yeah. If you don't do that, you're going to have a Pyrrhic victory.
There were a lot of Sanders supporters in key states who did not end up voting for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. That's exactly my point.
Right. I agree. Biden should pivot to the general and reach out to young people in particular who supported Bernie and let them know, I'm going to be your candidate. And that he understands the fact that we have left the next generation a real house of cards in terms of a path forward. College being 250% more expensive. Most jobs are temp gig or contract jobs that don't have health care benefits or a path forward. Joe has not done an excellent job of making it seem like he relates to young people in those situations. So he or his surrogates have to make that case very, very quickly that he's going to be their candidate too.
Yang said that Joe Biden has to make an excellent case, not an excellent case to young people that he cares about them and their problems. Oh, you mean when he said, I have no empathy for your situation? That part? Wow, that's not excellent, huh? Didn't stop you from endorsing him. And I understand you have to endorse the nominee, but he's not the nominee. So nominee happens at the convention. That's when nominees happen. So when I sent out a tweet, because guys, I get it, I go in. I said, well, I saw a picture of Joe Biden and Andrew Yang hugging each other. I didn't put it out there. It was out there. It was by someone on Biden's staff because he's using Yang. Now, look, Yang's with me. See, if he was already the nominee, he wouldn't have put the picture out. His staff wouldn't have put the picture out. We have got the Yang gang with us because he's already the nominee. He don't need you with him. People don't need you when they already win, yo. So I said, hey, I guess Biden's adopted his plan of UBI because he said that's who he would support as a candidate who adopted his freedom dividend, and that went a little viral too. Look, man, I'm all about holding people accountable. And these public figures, which I'm one too, I get held accountable. I'm sitting here complaining about people trying to hold me accountable for language. They don't hold Yang accountable for lying, though. Point is this. Van Jones, I'm not here to praise Van Jones, man. Sometimes I don't know where he coming or going. I don't believe, I think it's be like, okay, I'm going to be right this time, I'm going to be wrong this time, I'm going to be right this time, I'm going to be wrong this time, I'm going to be really wrong this time. This time I'm going to be on point for him because, I don't want no problem. And then he's going to be like, I'm going to ride the fence on this one. It's got to be hard existing in that space, man. But I can't give you a pass, but I'll give you props for this because, hey, look, these neoliberals, they don't care if we like it. They don't care if you like it. Before there was a labor movement in this country that gave workers' rights, they didn't care if you lost your finger on the machine. They didn't care if you liked working 14 hours with no overtime pay. You can't do it, we'll just put somebody in your spot. You fall out, we step over you, we keep it moving. We keep the line moving. So they the same people. It's just a different age. These are the same people. They don't care, Johnson. So, hey. Some people are going to be on the right side of history. Some people are going to be on the wrong side of history. I'm going to be on the right side of history, Johnson. That's where I'm going to be. That's what I intend to do. It's going to be on my grave. Here lies a man who was on the right side of history. He's on the wrong side of the dirt right now, but at one time, because we all going to end up there, Johnson, but at one time, he was on the right side of history. And that's all you can do. That's it. And also help as many people as you can along the way. Some people haven't figured that out. They think it's about stuff. Ooh, I got a shinier pair of rims. I got a better vacation home. Ooh, look, it's just getting older and older and going to be in that dirt. And all they're going to say about you was, he had a nice house. Can I have it? Yeah, he had a nice watch. Well, I didn't get the watch. They're going to fight over your stuff. But if you do, but what you do, if what you do matters, that's for the world. That lives forever. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Like Joel Osteen out here. What's Joel Osteen out here? We have to all work together. Because the man's world is... I got to work on my Joel Osteen. Now that Cory Booker's out. Listen. Hi, I'm Cory Booker. I'm not gone. My girlfriend endorsed Bernie Sanders. And I endorsed Joe Biden because he's a good man. He's a good man. He's so good that I don't want to be held accountable for any of the stupid shit he does because it's not my fault. We need more love. We need more love, and I need more Senate donations. And I might need Joe to come campaign for me. Bloomberg money, baby. Bloomberg money. Now, something happened today, guys. I don't know if you're aware of this. Something happened. Bernie Sanders won California. I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, Tim Black, that was 10 days ago, dog. Yeah, I know. They just finished counting. Well, they're not finished counting. That could be weeks. What they've done is gotten further enough down the road where finally Bernie could get a little bump. There are other places that aren't counted. But the ones that don't help Bernie are the ones they call. It's all part of the design. It's all part of the design. They hate us for our freedom. Hate us for our freedom. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, well, can't be fooled again. So he won California. Bernie Sanders won California. Also just in, guys. Happy New Year. It was because they're so behind, the time they're so slow. We didn't talk about it here. I've got a new podcast I'm going to be coming out with soon. It's going to deal with pop culture stuff because I like discussing issues that impact us in different ways. Like, I could go on and on about Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, he got like 24 years. Woo! I'd love to have that conversation. So, like, these types of issues are not really for this show, but I'm going to come up with a different way. So we're working on something different where we have like politics, but we're going to have other stuff because I could talk about world events. Did you know Charles Barkley may have the coronavirus he called in? He been sick the last couple of days. They got Charles Barkley. Remember Charles Barkley? I'm Charles Barkley. That's just terrible. Terrible, Ernie. That's just terrible, Ernie. Well, he called into the show tonight and he was like, I feel terrible, Ernie. Ernie, I feel terrible. He's quarantined right now. So, like, these types of issues, I like to discuss those as well. Not just Bernie, not just Biden, not just Buttigieg, not just Amy Klobuchar, but other issues as well. You know, in case I want to lay out that dress on the bed. Fiddly sticks. So anyway, congratulations to Bernie Sanders and the campaign for another win. We'll see what this does to the delegate math. It does something to it. He earned more delegates than Biden, but we don't know how many. For that huge state, the largest state, the most delegate-rich state there is. All right, guys, look. So Chelsea Manning, Van Jones, California, Corona. Wash your hands. Wash your hands, too. But wash your hands. I mean, just while you're at it, some people need to be told. But no, wash your hands. Be seriously, guys. Wash your hands and take care of yourself. I just found out that my kids will be home all for the next couple of weeks. I would like the do-over in Alabama in Alabama and South Carolina. South Carolina, Bernie said they shouldn't let your lights get cut off if you can't go to work because of corona. He sound like a good man now. Alabama, Bernie said they should halt evictions and foreclosures because some people can't go to work to make the money to pay the bill because of corona. He sound like a decent man now. Hey, Jim Clyburn, you son of a bitch. Jim, you sellout, scumbag, using our own frailty, our own, this weight of blackness that's been around our necks, the treatment of discrimination and marginalization, using it against us as a cheat code to help your boy Joe. You know I'm Jim Clyburn, and this a good man. Is Bernie a good man? He said he don't want your constituents to lose their homes because of coronavirus, and then also keep their lights on. I didn't hear Biden say that. Want a do-over? No. My late wife said that she'd vote for Joe Biden. I had a dream that she came back and told me, or that's disrespectful. All you black people do what I tell you to do. Don't you go question me. I'm Jim Clyburn. You didn't answer my question. What steps? What we gonna do, Jim? Feeling good ain't gonna save a lot of lives. Just blaming Trump without a plan don't save a lot of lives. Okay? Feels good, sounds good, tastes good, not good. This is what I deal with, y'all. Don't tone police your boy Tim Black, man. I'm sorry. Just, you got the wrong one, baby. But all right, guys, look. What else was I going to say? Yeah, tomorrow's Freedom Friday, and it's much needed because I need you guys to talk, man. Woo! I'm looking forward to hearing your conversations. We open up the phone lines tomorrow. People get to call in and voice their opinions on these issues that matter to them, things I haven't covered, things I covered, and they want to have a say. It's all good. That's what we do on the Freedom Friday show. We are going to do that again this week, so I look forward to having you here. Please dial in early because, Lord, man, I had so many phone calls last week. I was like, the machine cut off. It was like, look, that's it, Tim. Like, oh, you don't pay us that much money. You don't pay that much. What you think this is? Jim Clyburn said, cut you off. And then the machine cut off on me. Ran out of time. I guess I needed Jim Clyburn to go down there and talk to the people for me. Go down there and talk to the people at Blog Talk Radio. Tim Black is a good man. He a decent man. We know Tim. And Tim knows us. What he going to do for us? Nothing. But we know him, and we know that. So we ain't got our hopes up. We already know. At least he like us. Trump don't like us. So we want the guy that like us, that won't do shit for us, but he like us. He used to us. and we used to him. That's all that matter. We don't deserve nothing. We don't need no handout. Sound like that's your stomach growling. You want something to eat? No, we don't take handouts. Just ignore that. I haven't eaten in 3 weeks. But I don't take handouts. But you work hard every day, you just don't make enough money. But that's a handout if you help me. I'm lightheaded. Hold on, I'm lightheaded. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Maybe I'll just take a little piece of that, little bit of that. I'm still voting for Joe. Joe knows us. And we know Joe. Damn, that's good. It's good eating. All right, guys, you know, I get in trouble for you on a daily basis. You do know this, right? But my endeavor is to inform people, wake them from their slumber from corporate media, and also entertain them a little bit. That's my goal. And if I do that, I done did the damn thing. So hopefully I did that a little bit tonight, Johnson. Hopefully you're not going, I should have watched Don Lemon. Anderson Cooper would have been much better, more interesting. Him and Wolf Blitzer, boy, they so entertaining, interesting. Woo. You know, they're going to cancel. Look, you know, oh, by the way, guys, share this with a friend. Right now is the best time for independent media to put out as much content as humanly possible. So we need to get on our grind, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Right now. A lot of shows are going to be shutting down because they can't put people in those spaces. But if you're like me, you got your own space, ain't nothing stopping us. So we need to be putting out a lot of content. Look for a lot of content from me. And some new segments as well that I'm working on, because we got a small window where we're going to have people that are going to be home, and hopefully they'll be able to watch TV, and they're going to be like, ugh, this sucks. And then they're going to go to the internet. Or maybe they'll watch the internet on their TV or on their device, and they're going to see us. They're going to see Michael Brooks. Michael Brooks, my brother. They're going to see us. They're going to see Nomiki. Nomiki Kuntz, my sister. They're going to see your brother Tim Black, and that's all the shout-outs I'm giving. Oh, they're going to see David Doyle. David Doyle's been really cool lately. David, what's up, man? My brother. And they're going to discover some new stuff. Oh, and my favorite, Rolling Stone with Taibbi and Katie. Useful Idiots. No, that's not useful. That's Charlemagne, right? Rolling Stone is the joint, okay? Yeah. That actually is, right now, I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite show, all right? And it's not just because I got a shirt that says both parties suck Johnson, and then they do a segment that says Democrats suck and Republicans suck. See, why you riding off me, Taibbi? Come on, man. Katie, what's up, sis? What's up? But right now, seriously, real talk, guys, right now is a good opportunity for independent media to get this stuff going and to dig in deep. While Seth Meyers is off, the Jimmy Fallon, they're gonna take a couple weeks off. This is our chance. I love you. I'll see y'all soon. Now I'm going to Super Chat. Super Chat, peoples. Oh, man. Susan Beaver says, check out Nomiki. That's something. My first comment is check out Nomiki. Whatever crisis occurs, Bernie is the answer. What's up, Danny? Tanya, I saw the Pete tweet, made me feel good for a sec. Yeah, didn't it though? I was right. Here's a POS. Marcus, exactly, Tim. I pay another $18,000 towards my health insurance. Look, I come from a place or a time where somebody wanted to rob you, they at least had to pull a gun on you. Or at least show up 5 deep. You know? They robbing us now through our paycheck. They rob us with words on a piece of paper. Man, at least stick me up like they used to back in the day. Give a brother a chance to fight back or run. You know? He said $18,000 towards health insurance every year to still have to pay high-ass premiums. What the? Where is Elizabeth taking selfies? I'll have you know that those selfies, it gave me an opportunity. When you take 100,000 selfies, it gives you an opportunity to smell a lot of armpits. And I had a chance to talk to a little lady. Oh, she has a child. She has a child who has bad breath. And I said, lady, your child deserves Trident. And I gave her a piece of Trident. Then there was a poor man. He was real poor. He said all he had is $1 to his name. And he would give me that to help with my campaign. So I took his $1 and told him, thank you. Dave L, CNN is a sports channel trying to cover politics. Jim Garrison, Truth Teller Johnson style. Thank you, Jim. Thoughts on Dim exit, Curl? I can't exit the place I'm not in. Put murder. What if MLK met Obama? Oh, man. All right now. I have a dream. You ain't it. You big-head mother. I had a dream, and it wasn't you. Tell him, Jesse. Oh, God. Jamaican. Message deleted. Oh, she said something. Progressive Geek. Progressive Geek. Thank you, Progressive Geek. Much love to you. Thank you. GDPS, the Democratic Party is not a liberal progressive organization. They are not me, and I'm not them. I owe them nothing, and that's exactly what they will get from me. Nada. Megan Morales. I thought Biden... Hold on. Megan Morales said, I thought Biden had not endorsed UBI, but Tosi said she would in her campaign. I heard someone say 2020 is going to be the year of veil lifting for a lot of people. And Megan, I got an update from Tosi Gabbard. She just presented a resolution for UBI to be issued to folks during the coronavirus epidemic through this. Andrew Yang should endorse her. He won't. Just saying. Thought it was interesting. Man Wolf, if Joe gets the nomination come November, my vote will still be alive and will pay back as a mofo. I will not vote for Joe, so guess who I will vote for, mofos? Oh, God. Woo, Man Wolf. Look, man, don't use your vote as a weapon. Especially one that you're firing into your own chest. Hopefully, I'm just saying, man. I'm so mad at you, pal. I hate all y'all, pal. Come on, man. We got to do something more constructive than that, okay? And you know what, though? I don't know, man. Hey, look, I'm not going to blame you for nothing you do, unless you hurt somebody. I don't condone violence. I'm not supporting or advocating or endorsing any type of violent activity, okay? Okay. So, but short of that, have Etta Johnson, Who am I to tell you what to do? I just tell you what I'm going to do, and then sometimes I champion for causes, but I never suggest that people can't make their own minds up. Free thinkers. Free will. Sophia, you hear him, Jim? Named Joe as an honorary black man. You hear Jim named Joe as an honorary black man? The words I could use right now. Woo! Woo! I did a live stream in South Carolina. With Ben Dixon. Ben Dixon said, I met James Clyburn. He's a nice man. He's just wrong. Nah, Ben, he ain't just wrong. He wrong, but he not just wrong. There was a movie called A Soldier Story. Came out in the 80s. It was about an officer who took into his own hands the advancement of his people to such an extreme case or point that he killed a lower class or underclass private under his command, because that private he felt was setting black people back, because the private was acting like not an Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom actually was a hero, but acting like a Sambo, or acting like there's words people have shared with me to describe it, but a person with no dignity. A person who does things or says things that paint, that are like stereotypical negative, like conjures up these images. Like, hey, I don't know, boss. Oh, boss, I'm sorry. I can't think of nothing because I'm stupid. Doing this dumb stuff, right? Well, in the Soldier Story, the officer, who was a dignified black man with pride, it says the black race needs to go forward. We can't have people holding us back. Jim Clyburn, he may have money. He may have prestige. He obviously has power. But he is like that Negro in Soldier Story, that officer, because that type of talk, we're past that time, man. We thought we learned from Bill Clinton. We don't go inaugurating white people as black people. Black people don't make black people honorary. White people don't make black people honorary white people. It's stupid on its premise, like on its basis. It's fucking stupid. I've never heard a Latino person make a black person an honorary Latino. Now, you may make them an honorary part of your gang or your group, right? But an honorary, you don't even have that right. That's God, fool. Somebody help us. Hello, somebody. Just dumb. Dude, man, what's up, dude, man? It's just dumb, y'all. Look, it is what it is, I don't know what you said, dude, man. I hope it was good. I can't see the last comment. Somebody give me 50 cents so I can see what dude man's comment was, please. He $5. He probably made a comment with that. Side of the Times, give $1 so I can see what dude man's comment is. It'll move up. The point is, guys, I don't have a point. I love you, man. Look, tomorrow, call in tomorrow. I want to hear all your thoughts, right? I want to hear what people got to say. I'm just going to drive. Y'all guys tell me where to go, and we're going to have fun tomorrow. All right? The race is not over, by the way. Tim, watch no Miki. Oh, okay. Yeah. The first message was this. The name of no Mikis, similar to the first commenter, is a message to Bernie Sanders. We need to find a way to get to Bernie. Please watch it. You'll understand. Okay. Hey, look, I would like to think that I give good messages too. Something I said in this show ain't good enough to inspire peoples. I know I'm harsh. I know you say mean words, Tim Black. You are so abrasive. You not nice enough. I'm joking, dude. But nah, I will check it out. Someone already told me about it. Which is why she was on my mind when I said one of those people that hopefully will get a little more exposure. God, that's a bad word right now, but more people will find out about her show. And she's already popular. All right, guys. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Curl. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to let you go. Have a great day. Be safe. Wash your hands and all the rest, everything else, and the doorknobs and stuff, and just take care of one another, man. We need as many progressive, revolutionaries, truth seekers, strong people as we can have. We can't lose. I can't lose none of y'all. I need y'all to go get 2 more people like you. I can't lose you, okay? I got your back. Thank you for having mine. I'll see you soon. Don't forget, text me the word cornbread to code 21,000 to join my text group, okay? And you'll get updates for stuff. And don't worry, those No Joe buttons are going out. I'm just waiting on the envelopes and the address labels. I ordered the buttons. I had to order more buttons. Kind of crazy, but it got a lot of responses I didn't expect. So I had to buy more buttons. I'm thinking, turns out a lot of people don't want Joe. So my No Joe button giveaway kind of got a little bit more expensive and kind of needed more resources. So it's all good, guys. Email me at tim@timberlighttv.com. I'll see you on the next one.